what do you want to do when we get back?
Right where?
When we get back home? What do you want to do?
What do I want to do when I get back home?
Yeah.
Just eat a salad.
Eat a salad?
Eat a salad.
Eat a salad.
Why you laughing, man? Why you laugh? Why you laugh? It's not funny.
Oh my goodness.
That's it? What I'm gonna do when I get back?
Yeah, what are you going to do when you get back?
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know what to ask or think to talk about.
You know what to talk about?
No.
No.
I don't know. Where do you want to be 5 years from now?
What do I want to be 5 years
Where
from
do
now?
you, where do, not, no, let me rephrase that. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be a year from now?
A year from now? A year from now, I want to be able to, like, if I want to go home,
You want to what?
if a year from now, if I want to go home to
Mhm.
what I consider home,
Yeah.
and I want that to be a place of my choosing of what I consider a home should look like for me, not what I have to be in,
Do you know what that is now? Like,
what
could
it
you
looks
say
like.
what it looks like now? A year, and when you're saying, when you're explaining it to me, is it, are you thinking about a year from now, or are you thinking about that's just in general what?
Am I thinking a year from now or just in general in the future? No,
Yeah.
I'm definitely thinking like a year from now.
And what does that look like?
Okay.
If you could explain.
All right, the home specifically, a lot of trees,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a mountain, next to a mountain or something, and water,
Open.
open. If there's a neighbor, like I don't know,
Not
like
very
500
close.
yards away, not like all upon you, you know.
Would you
And
have open windows, or would you have curtains or shades, or would it be?
oh, you mean like that other place that we went to, like that?
Yeah.
Um, that's a good question. I like open windows,
I do
but
too.
there's something kind of freaky about it too.
But that's why I like it.
Well, I know, because you like an exhibitionist, man. Come
I
on.
am not.
I don't know. Sometimes I think,
I like to be able to see the sunshine come in, and when I wake up and open my eyes to see.
no, I like that too.
But yet
But
know that nobody
from
else
where
can
I
see
am
me.
now in my head,
Yeah.
even if there's trees back there
Yeah.
or
Woods or
woods,
anything.
and I know there's nobody around, there's still gonna be like some motherfucker's gonna come around and catch my ass hanging out, you know.
That's funny.
But no, I think I'd get over it. I'd get
Yeah.
over it. I wouldn't care. I don't give a shit. You see something? Oh, big, you know, good for you.
Surprise.
Have a, knock yourself out, kind of time, you know. But no, I don't think. I'm kind of tired of curtains going away too. Kind of not that I want it open, but like you need something different. Just I don't know. That look is like it's too soft looking in my head the way I picture it.
Mhm.
Too. I don't want to be in something like super stiff, but I don't want to be in something super soft either because I don't
Right.
want it all.
You don't want it all
I don't want to
frilly.
get. I don't want to be that comfortable.
Right.
I don't want to be that
Exactly.
comfortable.
Do
I'm
you?
too comfortable right now.
Do
I'm not
you?
even. I'm so freaking comfortable. Excuse my language. That I'm not comfortable. I'm really not comfortable. I'm very uncomfortable. So yeah. So something in the middle, you know. Wood floors, tiles. If there's a rug, a freaking
It's an area
a
rug
throw
and not
rug of
a.
some kind, not some
Yeah.
big fluffy shit.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yep.
don't want dust, and I'm kind of had enough of that.
So I think we kind of want the same thing then, because I want the granite, I want
Yeah,
the stone, I
but
want the.
beyond
wood.
that, when I that you wanted a description of something that you
Yes.
can relate to,
Yeah.
something like that. But when you go home, it feels like home, but not so much like home from
Not homey.
like how we grew up, where
Yeah.
you're just sitting in front of a TV. I don't want to
Right.
sit in front of a
Not
TV.
protected.
I don't want to be stagnant. I don't want to just sit around and collect dust, you know. So, and then on top of that, to be able to be
Mobile.
mobile, to just move around, to have access to tools that can get you around, whether it's a vehicle, some sort of transportation, to get around. Not necessarily that I got to have some specific ride or car, or more that I can get around comfortably. You know what I mean? I'm not all
So if you see
squished in
yourself,
something.
so if you see yourself, and I'm sorry for cutting you off. If you see yourself in a year that way, I ask you, what does it take?
What does
What
it
does
take?
it take for you? What does
For
it take
me?
to get there?
For me,
To,
from
for
my
that to become a
experience,
reality.
from my experience, specifically, it takes, obviously it's money, because you can't do shit in the world if you don't have money. How do you acquire money? The regular way is going to work and having a job and paying bills. For me, that's not going to work. I've done that
Why
already.
doesn't that work for you?
It doesn't work because when you have to go to a job and spend 12 hours a day and then wait maybe 6 months, 7 months to save up enough money for a down payment for something, and to build your credit and do all that and do it it takes too long to do that. And we're going to be 50 years old. We haven't done shit. We don't have anything to show for anything. So I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking at, trying to save up and do the whole credit. I'm
You
not
might
doing
be
that.
dead by then.
Yeah, that's just too long. You have to establish yourself in your job. You got to jump through hoops. That's my experience. I don't want to jump through hoops. I don't mind working. I like working. I like to work. I like to be out there. I like to sweat. I like doing all that stuff. I'm just saying, I'd like to, for once, choose to do that and not have to do it, but choose to do it. And that means that I'm going out there maybe to help somebody, to go somewhere, to, I don't know, help somebody build a house.
Yep.
Because I want to do it, not because I'm looking to make money off it. So if you're asking me the way I'm choosing that I would want to do that, that would be through, I would say, starting my own business, because that's really what people are doing nowadays. They're starting their own business. How are they doing that? There's a lot of different ways that you can do that. For me to go into all those ways, that's a whole
When
that's a whole
somebody were
book.
to ask you, well, what kind of business would you start?
Well, right now, I think the future, if things become more and more automated, like you have a factory right over there, and I think in that factory they make chains. They make chains, yeah, pretty
Is
sure.
that what they do?
Yeah, they make all kinds of chains in that factory,
Yeah.
like different sizes and whatnot. But that gives employment to a lot of people. People who,
Who
need
are
a
working
job and
there.
they gotta work and they gotta bring home the bacon.
Mm-hmm.
You got a whole bunch of people, I'm sure, have been working there. If you look at it, I'm sure been
And
working there.
why can't you do something? Why can't you do that? Why can't you?
I've done that, and when doing things the old way, I don't think it's going to work anymore. And I know a lot of people are going to have a lot to say about that, because it's a place where I would want to be careful, because you can offend somebody. I'm not looking to offend anybody, but being a person that did construction, worked in factories, did all that, and never understood how to use my money, was never taught how to use money, or understand accounting, or how to be responsible, or was never taught that, and all that was taken for granted. I can't even tell you how much money I've gone through. I mean, sure, it's freaking up there how much money I've blown, just because I didn't know any better.
Right.
But being on the other end of that, and because of being injured, having injured myself, and going through the system and lawyers and all that stuff, and having to deal with things where people might be like, hey, you're gonna get paid, you're gonna get all this money, and it's not
So
like
where
that.
you're at right now in your mind, that's just not going to work for you.
No, all that stuff's not gonna work because it's too slow. And the amount of money that you get for the amount of time that you have to put into just to eat a piece of bread, or to put a roof over your head, to pay for water that comes from the sky, to shit in a toilet and get paid so you got to take a shit. You know what I'm saying? And pay for the air you breathe. At some point, it's like this is getting ridiculous. This is a little bit enough. You know what I mean? Because somebody's always trying to profit off of something. You know what I mean? And it seems to create this greed mentality. And the funny part is, because of that, everything around you is all fucked up. It looks like shit. You know what I mean? So I think the more people choose, look, I want a different life, a better life, and choose that, and go and look for that information. Go and get those books that teach you about how to do that. Go and talk to those people. Go and read whatever. Go to the library and go and figure it out. So if you ask me, that's how I would go about it. I would start wherever I need to start.
So
I
then,
would go and start looking. I would go online. I would go and read books. I would just start somewhere and
okay,
keep
so
going.
then
It's not going to happen. If you don't know, if you're a person that doesn't know, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight because you don't know anything. You don't have a point of reference of why something would work or wouldn't work. You have to find out for yourself. Somebody can tell you, hey, do this or do that. It isn't going to mean shit unless you do it yourself. Because at the end of the day, for something to be really meaningful, you have to do it for yourself. And they
Amen.
say that in the Bible. What is it? Those that do for themselves.
Yep. So
I would do that. I would read. Not that I haven't, but I would read about accounting. I would read about where money comes from. I would read about why the laws are the way they are. I would try to figure out how to get myself out of where I'm at, because if people are all around you getting paid for stuff that seems frivolous and living in big mansions, I don't even want half of that shit. You know what I mean? And living a good life, then what the hell am I doing here busting my ass? What the hell, you know what I mean? When I'm wasted already, I don't know how many years, I'm going to be 50, and wasted all that time and haven't done shit. But I'm not resentful. I'm not resentful because you know what? It's good. It's good to freaking experience that, to appreciate it. And I definitely do appreciate the hard work. It teaches me respect. It teaches me to listen to people. It teaches me that I don't know everything, and there are people that know way more than I do, and that I would want to be around those people. So, okay, I'm not gonna ramble on. So if you're asking me where I see myself in a year, I see myself in that place, having that house, being in that house that I'm picturing in my mind in a year, and being mobile because of going out there, because of reading, because of going and looking for that information, having that knowledge in my head, which I can't easily compart, if that's the right word to use, because it's not something you can spit out in 5 minutes, you know what I mean? And I haven't gotten there. I need to bust out my English book so I can put it in chronological order and have my transitional parts in order and all that for it to make sense and for you to want to listen to it. Otherwise it would be very boring and nobody will listen to it because it sounds like some messed up, jumbled up, stuff that's just coming out of my mouth. You wouldn't understand it. You'd be like, that guy's nuts. But if it's all put together nice and neat and it's coherent and sounds like a real story, you might want to listen to it. I don't feel like I'm there yet, but I think I know enough that I will be there in a year. So yeah, that's what I have to say.
alrighty.
That's it.
Say goodbye.
Bye bye.